conditional business intelligence. It's a tool basically which is given for functional technical um, consultants, developers, for automatically creating uh, different sequels, or basically like whenever if I want to see data from multiple tables that works, or to fetch data, they have given something called as, this tool provides something called as subject area. So usually one method is to write, to know the tables, backend tables and columns, and to make joins, to write a query and put conditions and whatever according to the client requirement. In this tool, it provides something called a subject area, which is basically which we can drag drop, and it has components like tables, columns, and facts and measures. We'll discuss what are those, which helps basically to, we just need to drag drop these subject areas and their dimensions, which are tables. Then we have something called as uh, attributes, which are columns basically. Then we have aggregated columns, which are called as facts. The columns with aggregate functions. Then we have measures, which have other kind of calculations like group by. So subject area is nothing but it's a full-fledged view which uh, gives information about all the requirements like tables and columns to make a report. So if I need multiple uh, tables, data from multiple tables and columns, this provides a full-fledged view about the of the information of all the requirements which are required to make a report. And it's basically identified by real time. This is written at the end. For example, we have compensation, uh, salary details, real time. So this is nothing but a subject area. And now inside the subject area, we have tables, which are nothing but called as dimensions. So these business unit, department, job, location. So these dimensions are equivalent to tables. Now we have something called as attribute, like in department we have department name, location name, and location name. This is nothing but a column. Apart from this, there are two things, facts and measures. Facts are nothing but if an aggregate function is on any column. So this is a fact. For example, let's say new salary column. The new salary is nothing but I have put a sum or any min max of any any kind of aggregate function on the salary column. This is fact. Then there is something called as measure. Other than the aggregate functions, if there is any kind of calculation like group by, for example, analyzed salary, so that will be called as measure. So this is what a subject area is. So any technical functional consultant can basically do a drag drop of, from he will choose the relevant subject area, he'll go to the dimension and attributes, he'll drag drop all the columns, and automatically the joins are made. And if we need to put any criterias or any formatting, we have every option in here for, so we'll be discussing those options later. So how to create, first of all, how to choose a subject area is, we'll go to tools, reports and analytics, create. In after report and analytics, usually browse catalog page comes, a button comes. You have a, after clicking reports and analytics, we have two things, either a browse catalogs button, and we have a create button. So if we are going to on clicking on create button, then we have two options here, analysis and reports. We have two options here, analysis and reports. So we'll click on analysis, and here we have a window. The window opens, and then we have a small search area to search for the uh, subject area. So if we are choosing using create analysis and this portion, we can search here for the subject area, we can type it here and we can search. While if we are using browse catalog, if we go to after reports analytics, we go to browse catalog, and here instead of new DM or report or layout, if we click on after in browse catalog page, the page opens and we click on new, we click on analysis. Here we don't have an option to search for a subject area. The if I click on analysis, a small area opens where we can only scroll. Here we cannot search for the subject area, we can only scroll. You have a scroll, we have a small area opens where we need to scroll for the subject area. Now in the browse catalog button itself, we have something called as OTBI help. So if we click on this OTBI help, what happens is it shows we have different offerings like finance, SCM, CRM, HCM, etc. So for different offerings, we have different subject areas. So under different offerings, we have multiple subject areas. If we click on any one, like for example, this is Oracle. This is Oracle Financial Cloud. So if you have in Oracle Financial Cloud, this is one of the subject areas. If we our page opens, if we click on any subject area below the offering, like let's say I've opened under any finance one, then the page opens and there is again multiple subject areas which are present. So in multiple subjects area, there is a plus symbol here to expand more. So one page opens here, one page opens. First of all, what we do is we go on OTBI help. We have different offerings like 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, and we have subject areas among below these. So we click on the subject area. These are different offerings, let's say, and we have subject areas below that. We click on one subject area, it opens a page. Here we again click on a page opens and we click on again plus, which will again open a yeah, this plus is to expand more subject areas present. After that, for that one particular subject area, it shows the descriptions, business questions, then job roles, we have duty roles, the navigation, how to navigate for the data in the front end, and what are the joins involved. So all this information will be present. So what we do is we go to OTBI help first, then we go, so in once you click on OTBI, once we click on OTBI help, different offering names are there and it has list of all the subject areas. We click on one of the things, a page opens, we click on plus to expand more, and there we click on any one of the subject area again, and it shows the description, business, and all this information. Now how to create a OTBI report. We go to tools, reports and analytics, browse catalog, new analysis. Still here it's same. Then we will select a subject area. So here, because I am creating new analysis, I can only scroll for my subject area. Here we have only an option to scroll for it. If we go through create, then we can search for the subject area. Now once I scroll through it and so here I'll select one subject area, for example payable invoices, transaction real time. Real time is nothing but this is what indicates that this is a subject area and shows the real time data. So payable invoices, transaction real time. This is the subject area that I choose. I click on it. A page opens. Now what does it have? On the left top corner, we have 4 tabs: criteria, results, prompts, and advanced. Below that, we have a subject area, section where we this the subject area name, here the subject area name is given. So uh, if I open multiple subject areas, so here multiple subject areas come and their dimensions and attributes respectively come below that. So here we have criteria is nothing but where we do all the drag drop thing, and we put here, there are on the left side we have criteria, results, prompts and advanced. On the right side we have something called as selected columns. So let's say I have one subject area in here, in I have multiple tables or dimensions, and among the dimensions again we have under the dimension we have different attributes which are columns. So these columns can be drag dropped here. And this selected column section shows all the column names, selected column names. For example, I have a invoice number. So this is done. Apart from that, in the selected column we have something called as, below this we have filter section, where any if we want to put any condition, filter condition, then we those all the applied conditions will appear here. So we'll discuss that later. Now below this the subject area section we have something called as where the location is present. So my folder, shell folder, this here the locations is present. Now once I selected, let's say I've selected invoice number here. Yeah, for first of all the criteria tab is this entire this tab. Now apart from this, the next tab is results tab. Result tabs is nothing but as soon as I open it, the output is shown, and it also not only results, it also shows the selected selection steps that are used. For example, if I put a filter, if I put any conditional formatting, so all the steps appear here in the selection steps. It appears in the result tab. So the selection steps appear in result tab. Then we have something called as prompts and advanced. So in prompts are nothing but is basically we are applying kind of parameter here. So depending whichever prompt, let's say if I applied a prompt based on invoice type code, invoice type code or invoice type, then if I select an invoice type, then only that information appears in the output. So this is some prompt is nothing but similarly to a it's similar to a parameter. Then we have advanced tab. Here what happens is it has two sections, SQL section, SQL issued. One section is analysis XML, second section is SQL issued. So analysis XML is nothing but whatever data is selected here, and whatever things are done on the data, like example if a filter or column or table prompts are present, or if there is conditional formatting, everything, all the things done, that thing is present in an XML form, and this XML portion is used to recreate another one, or to copy, rather to copy the same format of the data that we have selected in this particular report, in one particular report. So if I want to copy entire subject areas, tables, columns, whatever data selected, along with all the selected filters, conditional formatting, or table prompts, or column prompts, or any kind of formula columns or anything, whatever I have done, entire thing can be copied by copying this whatever it is written in analysis XML. Similarly, we have SQL issued. So whatever steps which are taken, which usually comes in this selection steps, so all the SQL is present in this SQL issued section. Its respective SQL, that whatever the steps are taken here, that is present in this SQL issued section. So we'll see it later. So in this particular one, we are right now doing it in the criteria section. So in the criteria section, we have two basic parts. One is selected columns, one is filters. So I can drag drop from multiple dimensions, or rather tables. I can drag drop multiple attributes, which are columns. Let's say we have invoice number. Now I want to put a filter that my amount should be greater than 10,000, only that data should appear. Then we'll, beside the invoice number, we have something, a setting icon. Here we'll click on this icon. It shows multiple options like for sorting, for editing the formula, column properties, filters, deleting this column, and save column as nothing but for renaming the column. So here we go to the filter. A new filter is acquired. So the column is invoice amount. Operator is, there are multiple, is less than, is greater than, is equal to, etc. According whatever the need, we can choose the operator, and the value should be given here. So once we click this and we save, this is nothing but yeah, so we have, just a second. So yeah, this is how now this, whatever the filter applies, if we apply multiple filters, this in this filter section, all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the filters applied, this appear here. And the next one is column properties. So for conditional formatting, column style and column format. We'll see how to column properties, conditional format tab. Yeah, here in the column properties again, we can see change the column style. We can change the column format, how it appears in the output, like it should be suppressed, or it should repeat for the group by column. Let's say if I have, so we'll see this in the later stuff. We have two things here, column style and column format. This column properties is used for doing the conditional formatting as well. Now we'll save this filter and we'll open this will be shared in shared folders, custom OTBI reports, and then we'll, once this is shared, we'll click on open to view the report, or we can directly go and see the results tab. In both ways the output is filtered output is present. Yeah, we have another option is like open to under the OTBI report name in the browse catalog to run and see the output. Now we have two types of prompts, filter table prompt and column prompt. Here we have something called as table prompt. So how to use the table prompt, we'll see. Tools, navigation is tools, reports analytics, browse catalog, edit under the OTBI report name. Once I do edit, next is the, in the results tab, you already have a table structure that all the columns which are selected from different dimensions, or rather all the attributes which are selected from the different dimensions, they are present, and the output already comes because I've clicked in the result tab, so there is a table structure already we have done from the drag drop, it's already there. So there we, here in the results tab, what we do is uh, the title name. So if I want to give a title name to this, we'll click on the edit button here, click on the title name, and logo and subtitle and all these things help, like in if I want to give a title and respective information, then I click on the edit button and we can give the title name like ABC report, we can give logo, subtitle, starting time, started time, and help URL. Help URL is nothing but the URL of documentation for the help of this analysis. So all this information can be given here. Here in the table structure in results tab. Okay, apart from that, here the information, like this is the name I've saved with. Now for all the columns we have like invoice name, uh, invoice type name, invoice number, invoice type name, invoice ID. Then we have invoice amount, invoice line amount. These are the columns selected. So let's say I've taken invoice type name. Then below, above it, there is a small this kind of icon appears. So we'll select and drag drop to table area on the upper side, and table prompt is created. Here the table prompt is created. Now how it is created, once you drag drop in the table area, based on whichever the column I've selected, like here it's invoice type name. So we have credit memo. By default in the table prompt, the difference between, one of the major differences between table and column prompt is that whenever I create a table prompt, a default value is already present, always in the output. Whether it's been the result tab or whenever we click on open under the report name, a default value is already present here. Selected is here, it's credit memo is selected. Whereas if I create a column prompt, then nothing is selected. It's this area is blank. Although the button is there, this drag drop choose list we can select, but the value here is auto selected value is not present. So this is where there is a difference between a table prompt. When we open on the report name for the table prompt, at least one value is already selected and its output comes, but not for the column prompt. This is the basic difference between table and column prompt. Now the output comes based on only for the credit memo here. Now here I have similar, like here I had the symbol, so in the here the same symbol appears beside this. Now I click on this again, and we do a drop down. Earlier we did drag and drop to the upper side. Now we do it to the lower side. So in the section, there is a section here. So here this appears. In the lower side in the section. Now what happens is again we have, now what happens is the output earlier was only showing for credit memo, and depending upon what choose list value we had, it output was shown. Now if we drag drop click on the side icon and drag drop to the bottom in the section area, here we did it in the table area. in the section area if we do it, what happens is output comes for each of the selected values and in accordance to the um, data. So all the data appears, which is done basically based on the value which is it's like a group by, or the parameter I have selected here is uh, ITN, but here in this table prompt it comes as a parameter, it serves as a parameter, but here it serves as a group by, because all the values are coming, credit, debit, standard, all the types are coming, and the data, respective data is printed here. But here only the selected value was coming in the output. Now we can do the reverse actions of drag drop to roll back all the changes. We can click on again the open under the OTBI name to check the output. Here the next one is column prompt. So for column prompt, prompt is nothing but basically it's a setting in the parameter in the output data. So based upon whatever the value is selected in the output data, if we are setting a parameter, then based on the selected parameter, according to that the output comes. In the output data, result in the OTBI. So in the prompt tab, we have 4 tabs here. Criteria, result, prompt and advanced. So we go to prompt tab for column prompt. In the prompt tab we click on plus. Where is it? Oh, yeah, in the prompt tab. Just a second. Yeah, so the how to do the navigation is like tools, reports, analytics, browse catalog. Now we have OTBI report in the respective location. So we go on edit under, because it's already made. So we'll click on edit under the OTBI report name. We have prompt tab there. We'll click on plus, click on the column prompt. Here it gives an option to which column I need to put a column prompt on. So we'll select invoice type name. After selecting this prompt for column, we have invoice type name here. We'll give the label again, like how it should be shown in the custom label. Checkbox is checked, and then we have operator, which is any operator whatever we want to give, equal to, is in, or less than, greater than, or whatever. Then the user input is choice list. So what kind of input the user can enter, like is it a LOV, is it a choice list, or is it a text? What kind of input the user can select? This is for the column prompt. Now once we do OK, this is a window. As soon as I select on the column prompt and we select among all the column names present, if we select invoice type name, a new window opens and these things are selected. And in the background, once you click on OK, in the background a new value is entered in this area. It has 2 sections. So once we click on OK, it has the window has 2 sections. One is the definition section, another one is a display section. So in the definition section, I have created a prompt label, which is invoice type. I have given here invoice type, right? And we have type is column value. Where is the type? Yeah, so the type is column value. Prompt for is invoice type name. Prompt for column, this is nothing but invoice type name. Here I'll write. invoice type name. So prompt for is invoice type name. Then we have description, required or not, and is it a new this new column or not, or there is a checkbox for this for new column. So in the display section, how the output appears, it is shown like invoice type you have, and you have a select value here. Here, as I said, in the table prompt, we already credit memo value is selected. Here, whereas in the invoice for the column prompt, the invoice type is select value. This appears along with the downward arrow, and the available values are credit memo, debit memo, standard, and all those. So now we will save and we'll click on open below the report name. We select invoice type any one value, credit, debit, or standard, whatever. And again here it in the that said, when we click on open as well, here the value doesn't appear, like any one value doesn't appear. It is asked as select value. So results are shown only for the credit memo selected. Nothing is auto selected for the column prompt. The next one is conditional formatting. We click on OTBI report name under the edit. In the criteria tab, we'll click on the invoice amount. We have settings icon here. We'll go to column properties. Column properties is defined by small xyz here. And after that, we'll click on in the column properties, we'll go to conditional format tab. In the conditional format tab, we'll go on add condition button. There is an add condition button there, and we'll select the invoice amount column. Here we are adding a condition that the column is invoice amount, operator is greater than, and value is 10,000. So more than, if the invoice amount is more than 10,000, the output should be in certain color. So here I have given a condition, but now I need to do the formatting. So the next step appears automatically, which is edit format. So here we can change this data format or the style, like font family, the color, the background color, the color of output, or the color of the boundaries, all these things, size, etc. So I have chosen red color if the invoice amount is 10,000, is greater than 10,000. Then here we click on results tab. Once this is done, we'll save. Then we'll click on the result tab for the output. So what happens is, for invoice amount greater than 10,000, the output appears, or only those column values which are greater than 10,000 are in red color, or whatever the formatting we are applying here. So how to do is, because it deals with conditional formatting, it has to uh, putting a condition, and second is the formatting part. So we'll go to column properties, conditional format tab. We'll first of all add a condition based on a column. We'll give the conditions, we'll do the formatting. We'll save and see the results in the result tab. The next one is formula column. We'll again go to, in the already existing OTBI report name, we'll click on edit. In the criteria tab, we'll drag invoice amount measure. From the left hand section, SA section, we have subject area section on the left side. So here For the on OTBI report name, we'll click on edit, we'll go to criteria tab, we drag down the invoice amount, which is a measure, uh, from the uh, subject area section. How? We go to invoice details, then we have invoice amounts there. In amounts we have a invoice amount single column. So we select this measure, we select this measure. Now in the select we have two areas here, selected columns and which one? So in the selected column area beside the invoice amount we have a setting tab here. We'll click on edit formula. We have something called as edit formula, which is denoted by fx. So we are trying to do is we want to put a formula that if so and so condition exists, then calculate this particular column using this formula. Now beside this setting tab we have clicked on fx, which is edit formula. Now what happens is edit column formula, this page opens. Here we have column formula area, small area is present. So how it looks I will show. In the left hand side we have all the essays. To select essays, measures and respective dimensions and attributes here, and the facts and measures can be selected here through the essay section. Then on the right side we have column formula area, here where we write the formula. We have functions, we have filters, we have columns, and we have something called as variables, and we have also operators, plus, minus, division and multiplication. We have all operators given here for writing a formula here. So what we'll do is, first of all we'll select invoice amounts. So how it appears is, this is nothing but the invoice amounts. Here is again a measure. So inside the first of all it comes, where is invoice details, where is this, yeah, invoice details is a table, attribute, this is a dimension. So inside this dimension we have attributes, different attributes, we have different measures and facts. So this is a measure, invoice amounts is a measure. Again we have invoice single amount, there are multiple column measures like invoice amount, paid and amount, and different types of amounts. So we will select invoice amount from the invoice details, but here this invoice amounts, the plus one column name, this name, measure name appears here. How? We'll see. So here what we do is we select on invoice details, then we'll click on invoice amounts. This comes with a dash here, invoice amounts dot invoice amount, this appears once we select invoice amount. Then we will select the operator from the operators given here, or we can directly write this. Then again in double quotes we have invoice amounts dot paid amount, we have something called as paid amount. So this is a formula and this is the minus operator. This is nothing but is a dimension now. So once we click on OK and we click on results tab for the output. Now let's say if I want to do something, apart from this we have two more sections, fields to be given, like folder heading is invoice amounts, and column heading is the entire, this thing is folder heading is invoice amounts, and column heading is balance amount. So the column for which I am calculating a formula here is balance amount, and this is a custom heading. So it's written here custom heading. So we have checked the checkbox here. So now let's say if I want to put if condition, what we do is we'll click on enter to drag drop this already existing formula. We'll click on enter, 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 and then what we do is uh, here below the column formula area we have something called as, we have functions, we have filters, we have columns, and we have variables and operators. So we'll click on functions here. So what we do, drag down the formula, select function, this one. So we have function just below the this area, column formula area, we have something called as function. So we'll click on this function below the column formula area. Again go to functions, expressions, and we'll select, we have two options, choose and if. So we select case if, click on OK. Now the basic structure for case appears, and we'll write this. Whenever case when general information, we'll take the invoice type name from the general information dimension. So this is the attribute now. Now this is my dimension and this is my attribute. So if this attribute is in debit memo, the values are debit memo and credit memo. So if these values are in debit and credit memo, then 0, we will select 0 value, because these two values are in negative. So if my invoice type name is in these two values, then select 0, else what amount should be present, because we are calculating a new column which is balance amount. We'll select again invoice amounts dot invoice amount. We'll copy the same this thing, invoice amount minus paid amount. So whatever the remaining balance amount is present, we'll write this and we'll click write end at the end. Now we'll do OK and save, and in the results tab we see the output. In the okay, so this is how a formula is given for any column. The next one is advanced analysis. So we have 4 types: criteria, results, then prompts, and advanced analysis XML, advanced tab. So in this advanced tab, what we how to do, what is the purpose of this tab is that whatever we have done in one particular report, if I want the entire code to be duplicated in another report, along with all the conditioning or filtering whatever we have done, like formula columns or conditional formatting or table or column prompts, if I want everything, then what we can do is, it has advanced section has tab has 2 things, analysis XML and SQL issued. So we copy the entire whatever the data is present in the analysis XML section, and we paste it to, we create another report, another OTBI report, and another analysis, and we paste in the same section and click on save. So for that thing to happen, we need to create another analysis for the same subject area as this. So we need 2 things here. First, to analyze for what subject area the report I want to copy from, it's present in what subject area, or what are the subject areas used. The second one is to copy the analysis XML part. So what we do is, we'll click on edit under the report existing report name, we'll go to advanced tab, then we'll copy the content of analysis XML, and we'll see which subject areas are the reports belongs to. It can have multiple subject areas as well. Now we'll go to tools, reports analytics, browse catalog, and we'll click on new analysis. We'll select the same subject area, or there can be multiple subject areas as well. From the just a second. Yeah, as whatever the previous report had, all the subject areas need to be selected in this one as well. And um, in the OTBI report, the development area opens again, the entire criteria tab and everything opens. So we'll go to advanced tab, we'll paste the analytics XML copied content from the previous one, and we'll paste it in this one, and it copies the report along with all the conditional formatting. So if we want to basically copy a report or OTBI report, or rather analysis, we can do using this option. In the advanced tab, we copy the analysis XML, and we need to choose the same subject areas as the previous one, whatever the report we are copying from.